What's up, crypto junkies, and welcome to another news segment. Of course, we can't go one day without some crazy news hitting and some FUD hitting in this crypto world that we're in. So we've got some stories that I want to go through. This is going to be my morning, so your nighttime if you are in America. And so probably by the time we're doing about 2 videos a day, in short, to cover all the news going on and really help keep you guys up to speed with everything going on in the crypto space. It's one of our new initiatives with the Crypto Junkies channel. So if you're not already subscribed, take a second, go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell notification, because this is where all the crypto action is going to be, my friends. Let's dive right in. So you'll see the first article that I've got up on the screen is research from Juniper that is claiming that crypto is on the brink of an implosion. Very interesting data. Let's ignore the FUD. Let's ignore the drama and the theatrics here and get down to the quantifiable data. So the data is what's really, really interesting. They noted that the daily transaction volumes have fallen from an average of 360,000 a day in late 2017 to just 230,000 in September of 2018. So here we are about a year later, and it's dropped 130,000 daily transactions in volume. That's for Bitcoin, okay? The next thing that I want to note here is transaction volumes were down from more than 3.7 billion to less than 670 million during the same period. Last stat here to go through is that in the first quarter, cryptocurrency transactions totaled just over 1.4 trillion compared to less than 1.7 trillion for 2017 as a whole. However, the second quarter transaction values have plummeted by 75% to just 355 billion. So we all have seen this, right? Market cap is down. It's sitting at 113 or 114 billion, I think, right now. Really, really low. Volume is drained out. We're in this weird triangle formation right now, and a lot of people are waiting to see on the higher time frames if we break below or break out and break above. Their estimation is, and based on the data, is that they think that it will continue to fall and continue to decline. So we've got that first piece of FUD coming out. And always note the high profile sites this stuff is always mentioned on: Bloomberg.com, Forbes.com. So here's the next piece of FUD is IMF issues a stark warning over Bitcoin and crypto rapid growth. So of course, if something grows too fast, we have to say, slow down, watch out. This just reminds me of like when you're a kid. Like when I was a kid, the teacher would always tell me to slow down, calm down, be like everybody else. Everybody was trying to get me to conform. And that is just beautifully wrapped up in this piece. I mean, you don't even have to read the piece because it's sheer garbage. All they're trying to say is that it's growing too quick and they personally don't like it. A side note I want to take here, and a transition I want to take here, is these same people have been in the background for the last 12, 24, 36 months developing. And we know that because when we see a piece come out that's a fundamental piece for blockchain and Bitcoin, they will say that they have been working and developing this for the last 12 months, 14 months, 18 months. They're not just making that up. That means that if you rewind and just use simple logic and go back to what 14 months ago was, and you look and you see they're completely contradicting themselves, because these same people were talking negatively about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency back then, and they were doing that on purpose. So if you haven't figured this out already, they're doing this on purpose. They're coming out publicly talking down about this while they're secretly in the background doing something completely different. This hypocrisy is what people are sick and tired of. This hypocrisy is what has driven people to cryptocurrency in the first place. All right, next story. We have Forbes has teamed up with Civil. We'll get to who the hell Civil is in just a second. Civil, which is a decentralized network to publish essentially blockchain and crypto-based news. Okay, so instead of publishing it on Forbes, which they've been doing, they have teamed up with Civil to integrate Civil software directly into their CMS. So they have or CMC. Why did they call it that? It is a CMS, but yet they called it a CMC. That's weird. So it's a content management system. It's just the portal that all the staff writers go to to upload their pieces to then be finally approved and published onto Forbes. It's a custom thing. It's no different than WordPress, but it's just not called WordPress. It's something that they built out themselves. So they're deeply integrated. And so what will happen is it will get published simultaneously on Forbes and on Civil at the same time. So that's probably the next best pivot is who the hell is Civil? I've just done one layer of research here on Civil, and so I don't have that much data at this point. You can dive in and dig in as deep as you want. So the ticker is CVL. Their token sale supposedly started September 18th. I don't know if it's going on still today. I don't know what's going on with that. I haven't read the white paper. I want you guys to know that, okay? You can check it out and register and find out all that information yourself. I found it interesting, like, okay, who's Civil? Then I find out, okay, they haven't even done a token sale yet, but yet they are literally integrated and teamed up with Forbes. Why? How? Forbes isn't a good guy, okay? Let's just get that set up front, okay? I understand it's not one person, but it's not a good guy. I understand it's a big deal. They are probably looking at this as a positive, but archaic mainstream media, they have a hard time with their moral compass every single day. We've seen that. I don't get excited about something like that. I start asking the question of like, why? Like, who's Matt Coolidge? Oh, I would dig into him. Who's Matt Coolidge? What's he got going on? Consensus has invested $5 million. They're partnered up with Old Town Media and all these other assets and people and brands and companies. I would start digging into that to see how does this thing footprint, so that I could answer the question, do they represent something good, or is this just another mirage? Is this just another smokescreen to bring centralization into a decentralized market, but dial it up and dress it up differently? That is the question that you should be asking yourself with every project that you get involved in, is are they full of or are they legit and sincere? That's really it. Okay, so next piece of news is the Swiss asset management firm Tiberius. It delays its metal-backed token due to credit card company pressures. Restrictions, and all the stuff that we've heard over and over and over again. If you remember, back in February is when JP Morgan, Bank of America, and Citigroup put the nix on purchasing cryptocurrencies with credit cards, but it goes further beyond that. It goes well beyond that. When you try and pull back out of the crypto exchanges into fiat and put into your bank account, there's problems there, delays, additional paperwork, anti-terrorism, money laundering, bullshit, and all this stuff to give more data and more information. That's what we're trying to get away from here, okay? And it should be terrifying enough to give that information, but then you got to think, how do they store it? Is it safe? And then who's accountable if it goes south and if my information is hacked? Because right now there's no accountability on the bank side. There's no accountability on Facebook or social media side. They get hacked all the time and they just say, oops. Anyways, I keep my eye on commodities a lot, and custodians of commodities, because Switzerland is a primary player in commodities, traditional commodities, gold, silver, platinum, etc. But anyways, this is interesting that even a big player like Tiberius, who has a large asset pool, they want to release and issue a digital currency that's tied to the price of some of the core metals, and they're being held back by credit card companies, and so they can't process enough. So they said that it would be unable to handle orders worth 15 million due to restrictions. Because their volume would be so low, I think that they're just waiting to even launch. All right, so I'm sure we'll hear more about this, because it is a pretty big news story from the standpoint that there's not a lot of actual metal-backed tokens releasing. Metal backed, metal anchored, metal pegged, all slightly different. Well, anchored and pegged, essentially the same, but backed means that they hold enough in physical commodity assets for what they're giving out in digital token, okay? So now let's spin into some good news and wrap up and end on a high note. Just quick note is Roger Ver revealed that Bitcoin.com wants to launch its own exchange and have Bitcoin Cash, obviously, be the core backed coin on the platform, which is completely confusing. Bitcoin.com exchange, that's its primary pairs are going to be Bitcoin Cash. It just further dilutes the conversation, but I guess, hey, good news. And the second piece of good news, and where we'll end this, is Malta to assist the government of whatever the hell this is. What is this? Vanuatu? It's apparently a Pacific island. I've never heard of this. So, and I didn't bother looking it up. I don't really care. But I do pay attention to what Malta's doing. I like this Joseph Muscat guy, the prime minister. He seems like a really open guy. And obviously Malta is leading the way. It's called Crypto Island for a reason. And now they're starting to help other countries integrate and take steps to use digital currencies because they recognize that it's the future. So very, very interesting and great to see. I hope that other countries take note, and I hope that there are other countries that are coming to Malta to help them with legislation and regulation around these digital currencies. This is a good thing. This is good news. And that's it. We'll end it there for the news segment today. If you're brand new and you like what we're doing here, subscribe to the channel. If you're a Crypto Junkie member and you're in our Discord and you're not subscribed to this channel yet, you probably should be, because this is where we're transitioning all the crypto-based content. And then the Crypto J channel is going to change a little bit, as you'll see in the weeks to come. So subscribe, hit the bell notification all over again, and be on the lookout, my friends, for more content dropping, hopefully in your inbox soon, as we upload more news segments and more crypto-based content for you. All right, see ya.